When the power dies and the house drops below 5 degrees, fire might not save you. Smoke gives away your location, light makes you a target, and in British winter rain, you might not even get a flame going. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to not freeze to death in a UK winter with no tent, no log burner, and no bushcraft weekend kit. I'm talking bin bags, cardboard, and car heaters you build yourself, and physics that work even if you're shivering and half soaked on the side of the A30 at 2 AM. Because here's the thing, you're already a heater. Your body is a 37-degree furnace. You are generating heat right now. The cold's job is to steal that heat. Your job is to stop the theft. And if you don't do that fast enough, you don't get just cold. You get slow, you go confused, you go quiet. We're not letting that happen. Welcome to Charlie Survival. I make real UK survival content for real UK conditions. Wet, windy, no backup coming. Here's exactly what you're getting in this video. 1. How to turn clothes you have right now into a walk-in sleeping bag that keeps your core warm in freezing winds. 2. How to build a tiny heat trap anywhere. Car, shed, hedge line, using rubbish. 3. How to safely share heat with another person if one of you starts slipping into hypothermia. 4. The moment you know it's not "I'm cold," it's "this is now medical." And just to be clear, you don't need to be some outdoors guy to use this. You could be a normal person stuck in a powerless flat in January, or in your car overnight when the roads are iced and gritters aren't coming. Anything that pops our fragile bubble of synthetic modernity can be catastrophic. You click the title, How Not to Freeze to Death, and that's exactly what you're getting. Let's start with the first rule that decides if you wake up. Rule 1. The floor will kill you before the air does. If you lie on cold ground, cold seats, cold concrete, the cold doesn't surround you, it drains you. That's conduction. Your warm body touches something colder than you and your heat flows into it. You are literally heating up the pavement, the car frame, the dirt. Once that starts, you fade fast. Some people are found dead in cars and bus shelters, not because it was cold outside, but because their body spent hours donating heat to metal and stone. So the first survival move in the cold is not make a fire, it's get off the cold contact. Here's how you do that with basically nothing. Layer under, not just over. Everyone thinks put a coat on. They forget that under you matters. If you're sitting or laying, build a barrier between you and the ground. Cardboard, rucksack, spare clothes, or even rolled up jeans. Anything that creates space and slows that heat transfer. Cardboard is gold. Cardboard is full of trapped air, still air is insulation. Flatten delivery boxes and stack them under your hips, shoulders and spine. That ugly Domino's pizza box can be the reason you don't lose consciousness. Bin bag mattress. Got black bin liners? Fill them with scrunched paper, bubble wrap, dry leaves, or even spare clothes. Tie it off. This is now a warm layer between you and the floor, or your cold shed, car boot, doorway, whatever. If you remember nothing else from this video, the ground is your enemy. Insulate under you first. Rule 2. Wet is worse than cold. You already know British cold isn't like Arctic movie cold. It's cold plus wet plus wind, and wet is what kills you first. Water steals heat from you way faster than air. If your clothes are soaked from rain, sweat, sea spray, whatever, you're in danger even if the temperature isn't technically that low. Here's what to do step by step even if you don't have fancy kit. Step 1. Get wet fabric off your skin. Cotton is a trap. Cotton holds water, sticks to you and sucks the heat out of your body. If your t-shirt is soaked and you've got nothing proper, you're still better off with a dry layer of basically anything. A bin bag with arm and head holes as a makeshift shell, or a fleece you kept in your bag, or even your coat directly on skin. Wet cotton glued to you is worst case. You can find some of the best bug out items I've tried and tested on my Amazon kit list, as well as car survival and much more for when things go south. You can find the Amazon link in the description. Click it to level up your survival. Step 2. Trap still air. You don't need a 300-pound jacket to stay alive. You need pockets of air that don't move. Here's how you cheat that. You stuff your layers. Take newspaper, dry grass, bubble wrap, cardboard shreds, bits of foam from a ripped car seat, anything dry. Jam it down the front of your jacket, down your trouser legs, around your kidneys. Yes, you'll look ridiculous, but you'll also warm up. You're literally building artificial body fat out of rubbish. That trapped air is insulation. Step 3, seal the wind. Wind is convection. Convection strips away your warm air layer and forces your body to keep reheating itself over and over. So you need an outer shell that blocks wind. A high-end waterproof, it's great, but if you don't have one, use a cheap plastic poncho, a tarpaulin corner wrapped and tied, or a black bin liner with holes cut neatly. You're not trying to look tactical, you're trying to stop wind from robbing you. You'll go from panic shaking to I can still think, and thinking clearly is survival. Rule 3, shrink your world. People imagine shelter as some big lean-to you see on YouTube thumbnails. Out here, big shelters lose. The warmest shelter is the smallest shelter you can still breathe in. Why? Because you're the heater. In a tiny space, your body heat actually matters. In a big space, you can't keep up. Here's what you do if you're outside, stranded, and it's getting properly cold. Find one long bench or even something like a fence post, pallet slab, old door. Prop one end up on a stump, rock or low branch at about waist height. Now you bury that frame in debris, leaves, bracken, straw. It should feel cramped, it should smell like forest floor. Ideal. Now add rule 1 underneath you. More debris, spare clothes, cardboard, anything so you're not lying directly on frozen mud. Rule 4, turn yourself into central heating. Your body is constantly producing heat. The problem is keeping that heat where you want it. Hands, feet and ears go numb first before your body protects the core, heart, lungs, brain, and basically abandons your edges. So here's how to cheat that and push warmth where you need it, even in a dead car. The water bottle radiator trick. If you've got any water bottle with a lid, metal flask, sports bottle, even a plastic drinks bottle, it can become a portable radiator. Best case. You warmed water earlier using a cooker, a running engine, or even sitting it under something warm while you had power. You pour that warm, not boiling water into the bottle. Wrap it in a sock or t-shirt so you don't burn skin. Tuck it against your bare stomach or ribs under your layers. That heat sinks into your core, which is the part of you that must stay warm if you want to stay alive and thinking. Then, once the bottle cools a little bit, move it down to your feet. You're basically load balancing heat around your body. Rule 5. Seal the box. Let's say you're sheltering in a car with no heat, or a shed, or a freezing conservatory with smashed glass. Everyone thinks it's cold in here, but the real killer is air movement. Draft equals you losing heat over and over. You're going to turn that car or tiny room into a cocoon. Here's how. Cover windows from the inside with flattened cardboard, spare clothes, even bin bags taped up. You're doing two things, blocking wind and trapping your radiant heat so it bounces back instead of disappearing through glass. Block the gap under doors with rolled up jumpers, towels, whatever you've got. That one move can jump up the inside temperature by a few degrees because you're finally holding warm air instead of letting it leak straight out along the floor. Insulate where the body will actually be. If you're sitting in the back seat trying to ride out the night, line the seat, the footwell, even the door panel beside you with more cardboard or spare clothing. You're basically building yourself a little survival pod inside a bigger cold shell. Once you do this, you'll feel it. The space around your face and chest will stop feeling icy moving air and start feeling stale but survivable. No draft, no convecting heat loss, that buys you hours. People absolutely survive winter breakdowns doing this. People also die in cars 10 meters away from a main road because they didn't. Rule 6, hypothermia will lie to you. This is the part nobody likes talking about, but it's the part that decides whether you stay alive long enough to be rescued. When your core temperature drops too low, your brain stops working properly. That's hypothermia, and hypothermia makes you do the exact opposite of what keeps you alive. Here's what to watch out for in yourself or someone with you. They're shivering like mad, and then they stop. That sounds like improvement. It's not. It's the body giving up. Slurred, mumble speech, clumsy hands, they can't do zips, acting drunk, weirdly calm, or saying I'm fine, I'm just going to sleep. That last one is terrifying. People in deep cold feel this heavy, sleepy calm. They think, I'll just rest a minute. That's often the point they don't wake up. Here's what you actually do if someone's sliding. 1. Get wet layers off them. 2. Get insulation on them. Dry, stuffed, wind blocked. 3. Get them off the ground onto that improvised mattress. 4. Apply gentle, steady warmth to their core, not blasting heat into their hands and feet. Use the warm water bottle trick on their chest and stomach. If it's safe and both of you are conscious, full body contact under insulation. Yes, literally huddle, chest to back or chest to chest. Wrap the two of you in all available layers, bin bags on the outside to trap heat. Animals survive in winter like this. Penguins do it, wolves do it. Humans are the only species embarrassed to do it. Rule 7. Start early or you're already too late. This last rule is the boring one, and it's the rule that keeps you alive long before you're in real trouble. Most people wait until they're already shaken and numb to act. That's too late. When you start to get cold, you stop thinking clearly, your hands stop obeying you. You feel sleepy when you should be panicking. So you don't wait. You insulate early. You seal the drafts early. You build that cardboard floor early. You eat early. Yes, eat. Food isn't just calories, it's an abstract sense. Food is literally fuel for your internal heater. You can't run a furnace on empty. Staying ahead of the cold is survival. Toughing it out is ego. Ego will have you doing the macho thing. Sitting on the bare concrete in a soaked hoodie saying, "I'll be fine." Then ego goes quiet and you never speak again. Do the boring prep before it gets scary, not after. Smash the like button if you gained something from this video and subscribe for more UK resilience content just like this. If you want to start taking survival and prepping and UK resilience seriously, head over to the Charlie Survival Amazon kit list. You can find everything from car kits to home survival. I've spent months testing and pitting the equipment in one place. You can find the Amazon link in the description below. Comment down below any items that you're keeping on your person, in your car or at home to survive a UK winter crisis. If you enjoyed this video, you enjoyed this one. On screen now about 10 rules of survival. Click it and I'll see you over there.